Okay, welcome to my channel. I'm Tabitha Elkins, and today I'm answering some questions that some of you have had. Some of you asked why I left the United States and why I decided to come to Germany. Now, there are lots of reasons why I left, but today I'd like to talk about some of those reasons. I'm answering this question because a lot of people have seen my Quora answers, and they asked me basically, why did I choose to leave the United States, and what do I like better about Germany? So today I'm going to answer your questions. The top 10 things about Germany and why I left. First of all, I did not leave because of Donald Trump. Some people ask me that. Actually, I left when George W. Bush was still president, so the current POTUS has nothing to do with it. I was disgusted by the stolen election at the time and also the aftermath of 9/11, but I had been considering leaving for quite some time. I'm not an old woman, not yet, but in the last 30-odd years, the United States has changed so dramatically that I no longer recognize it. So, here are my top reasons for leaving the United States and moving to Germany. The first reason was the toxic climate of hatred and racism and hatred of immigrants. It was already getting bad, but it started getting a lot worse. The hysteria about foreigners, especially in a nation of immigrants. Not to mention the institutionalized racism of the criminal injustice system, as I call it. Staying implied tacit approval. The absurd university system with a loan program that resembles indentured servitude more than an actual first world country. In Germany, there is free university education for anyone who wants it or for anyone who can actually get into a university. And that's not the case in the United States. A healthcare system based on greed, causing millions to go bankrupt or die even for lack of health care. Here in Germany, the system is not perfect. Unlike what you've maybe heard, it's not entirely free. The money comes out of your paycheck, just like your social security payments, but you get something for it. Also, unlike in England, the German system is sort of a composite between the two. You can get private insurance if you want to, but it's not necessary. Also, unlike what you've maybe heard, you do have choice. You can choose between different Krankenkassen, so health insurers. You can choose the AOK, the IKK, the DAK. So if you're really not happy with the health insurance provider, you can just switch to a different one. But still, the costs are kept very low. Just as an example, I had a broken wrist in 2016. I had 3-hour surgery. The professor of orthopedic surgery personally looked over my complex fracture. It's called a Smith's fracture, which is, I guess you get that when you're a fan of the Smiths? I don't know. I landed like this and had a very complex fracture, and I was worried because as a musician, I need to be able to use both hands. Well, needless to say, the surgery was a success. I had physical therapy. I had a weekend at the hospital with very good gourmet food, and it was very, very cheap. Was it free? No, it's not like the NHS where you pay for nothing. I paid 30 euros for my hospital stay and had a little co-payment of 20 euros for my physical therapy. And that was it. Of course, I missed work, and of course, it was hard because I have my own business here. So I lost money in that sense, but I didn't go broke having a broken wrist. So that's another one. Next on the list, the complete lack of concern for destruction of our environment. since the Reagan-Bush era, complete dismantling of environmental protection has caused a drastic increase in environmental catastrophes. Just for example, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. But just in case you think that Obama made everything much better, Obama really didn't do so much either. And now, Donald Trump is a catastrophe for the environment. And here, we've got the Green Party. And I'm a member of the Green Party now. So, go Green Party. Yeah. Okay, next on my list, the social inequality and hatred of the poor, with greed being celebrated as a virtue. America started the whole greed is good form of theology, and now we've got the gospel of wealth, and poor people are constantly castigated for being too lazy and not getting up and pulling themselves by the bootstraps. Millions of families in America are homeless, and it's just getting worse, and no one cares. And in Germany, people do talk about this. Yeah, there's some poverty, not the kind in America maybe, but people do talk about it. And every election, it's a big topic. Why can't we build more housing for like social housing for poor families? Why can't we get rid of some of the sanctions in the hard sphere? And this is not even a topic in America. Why? What's going on? Next on my list, the American churches. Now, some of you may know that I am a Christian. I've even sung songs about it. But the decadence, the heresy, the greed of the American churches is really out of control. I mean, this name it, claim it gospel of wealth, and the superficiality, the big mega churches with expensive, fancy sound systems. Well, people are sleeping in the gutter and going hungry. It's just too much. And I'm much happier with the churches here, which are a lot more down to earth and a lot more just humble and willing to just do something to help people. The churches in Germany are speaking out for refugees and helping. And in America, I don't know what's going on. So the people who claim to be such godly people are totally okay with just Mexicans being locked up in cages, building a giant wall, allowing people to die of hunger and thirst. That's just crazy. Lastly, the political climate. I prefer pragmatic politics. I think that politicians should work together. I'm a big fan of bipartisan, work together, go across the aisle, find something you can agree on, and fix the problems like infrastructure, the pension system, education, healthcare, jobs, you name it. There are a million things we can work on together, and I don't see that happening in America. In fact, it looks like there's going to be another civil war. The out-of-control gun culture and the love of violence. I just don't understand it. You know, contrary to what a lot of people think, you can get a gun and own a gun in Germany. But guess what? You have to have a valid reason. You have to take a gun safety course. If you're a hunter, you join a hunting club. You show that you have a reason. You can't just get, 100 semi-automatic military-grade weaponry. Yeah, you can get a hunting rifle and you can go shoot those wild boars. I've known people who've done this, and I don't eat dead wild boars. No, I don't hunt. But hey, if that's your thing, go ahead. Knock yourself out. Just make sure that you're not leaving your weapons lying around for your 3-year-old. Just last weekend, a group of little kids were shot to death because somebody left guns sitting out. That's crazy. Why not common sense gun laws, common sense bipartisan laws that make sense? You need to take a course to get a driver's license. You have to show that you have insurance. Why not regulate guns the way we regulate cars or dogs or anything else? You need a license for it.
What do you think? Let me know with your comments below. Remember to click like and subscribe.